Hello, everyone. Welcome to Clarity 16.2.0 Supportability and Feature Training. My name is Dave Sprague. In this section, we will review updates to Clarity's out-of-the-box OKR management solution. We'll also cover the updates to Clarity Connections in terms of the Clarity and Rally OKR integration. And we'll also briefly cover a new Clarity platform update delivered in this release, but I'll talk about it in the context of OKRs. So what's new? First up is the concept we've improved interim target dates and the use of that within Clarity's OKR solution in terms of validation. We wanted to make sure that there were measures in place where users could not enter a interim target value date that was outside of the objectives start and target dates. And we also wanted to make sure that there were measures in place where the user could not enter a duplicate interim target value. Now, in terms of Clarity Connections, which is the integration between Clarity and Rally, we've got some specific updates to that part of the solution. First off, we talked about in the prior release, we delivered the ability to have parent values for Clarity objectives. So now we can synchronize those Clarity and Rally objective parent field values. And now that's got that added capability to map and sync Clarity's parent field values to Rally's parent field values. And then lastly, the target value object with its defined date and value pairs now supports a bidirectional sync with Rally. The prior release only supported the Rally to Clarity sync direction. Then the last thing I want to cover today is the update to our help text attribute that is available, configured via the blueprint. We did some redesign for the administrator to improve the access to the rich text capabilities and also allow the administrator to determine how much or how little real estate is actually dedicated to this help text area from an end user perspective. All right, so that is a platform capability, but I'll talk about it in the context of OKRs. So let's shift gears to the Clarity application and the demo of these new capabilities. All right. Okay, so we'll start here at the list of Clarity objectives. We're in the new objectives workspace. Again, this is the out-of-the-box capabilities as opposed to the cookbook methodology that was related to custom objects that was available some time ago. So let's dive into a particular objective. I'll highlight the first key result here, and we'll look at the target value object here. So this is basically a third level object, a sub-object, out of the box sub-object to key results. And this allows you to set up interim target dates and values, or target dates with corresponding goals. So if we go back up to this first key result here, my goal is to get 5 reference customers over the course of this objective. This has a start date of November. The objective itself has a start date of November 1st, 2022, and a finish date of October 31, 2023, basically running for a full fiscal year. And along that way, if we look at the target value and target date and values here, we've got on April, I want to have 2. In June, I want to have 3. And in August, I want to have 4. So it's a way to set these kind of interim goals or targets for this particular key result. And so I'm going to talk about just the validation that's put in place very briefly here for these values. So first up, as I mentioned, this key result or this objective runs from like October through, November 1st of 2022 to October of 2023. So I'll try and I'll pick a date that's outside of that bound. I'll just pick November 1st. And you can see right away it's saying, hey, sorry, that target date is outside of the range. So we're stopping the user from creating any unnecessary work here. The other one is we don't want to create duplicate values. So I'll just pick August 1st. I'll go back a little bit here and I'll try and do another one for August 1st and say, hey, that target already exists. So real briefly, those are the validations that are put in place there for our target values. Okay, so let's shift gears now and talk about the parent mapping associated with objectives and synchronizing that with Rally. So I'm going to come back to the main objective listing and I'm going to pick my parent view here. And this brings in some additional objectives. You can see the type that's here. This is a custom attribute that was created just to kind of help define, okay, these are value stream objectives, these are product line objectives, and these are product objectives, right? And for each of those, there's a parent. No, there's no parent for the value stream. That's representing kind of the top level, if you will. But product line, they have a parent of about some of the value stream objectives, like this guy here. Let's accelerate adoption for the value ops product line. Its parent is accelerate company solution adoption. Now, the notion of parenting natively in Clarity was introduced in the last PI 61.3, but what we're talking about here is now be able to synchronize these parents, this parent relationship with that of Rally. So on the right-hand side is the objective type, and this is an out-of-the-box attribute that's available to support the integration. And the value stream the Clarity value stream objectives are associated with the team objective. That represents a level in the Rally hierarchy. The product lines go to the initiative level in Rally, and the product goes to the epic level in Rally. So these are out-of-the-box values that are available once the integration is in place and you've set up the appropriate integration mapping. You have access to these values. Okay, so that's kind of the framework that's in place to, in Clarity, to associate the parent, and then which level of the hierarchy are these going to over in Clarity? All right, sorry, in Rally. So let's switch gears and come over to Rally. I'm in my objectives listing, and it's still got that team, initiative, and epic. Right, so these are my list of teams. These have previously been synchronized from Clarity to Rally. You can see the source field is here. There's an integration mapping field that's already set up. So these values, these OKRs, the key results, all these attributes that come over from Clarity at the team level, the initiative level, and just a few here at the epic level as well. So the first run of the job actually brought these over here. So that's why you kind of see the source. And now the second run of the job will basically align the parents that we were just showing in Clarity. You can see I'll bring in here at the initiative level, I'll bring in a new field here called objective parent objective. I'll bring that in. It's going to position it on the far right. I'll just bring it over here to position it here. And you can see there's no parents yet, right? We haven't run the job. I can go into the epic area as well. I need to add the parent objective field as well. Apply that, and I will drag it over here as well. Okay, you can see that. And one more data point, I'll click into one of these epic objectives. I'll go into the edit mode, and you can see this field right here, parent objective, has not been populated yet. All right. So let's come back to the team listing here. I'm going to return to Clarity, and I just want to bring in the integration mapping field just to show that we've got that here. And what that's just going to tell for us is, okay, these are these are the ones that are all expected to be synchronizing with Rally. Okay, so what I can do now is I can go into Classic and I'm going to run the job. Now, normally I'll run the synchronized mapped information job. Whoops, I don't need to save any parameters. I just need to hit submit. Now, normally this would be run, this is, of course, administrative function, and most of the time this is all set up to just run behind the scenes on a regular basis. So that's just not starting it manually for purposes of the demonstration. But while that's going, I'm going to come into the integrations area and click here, look at the list of integration mappings. And I just want to highlight that this sync children of parent feature is not relevant for this scenario. As you recall, this was introduced several PIs ago to streamline how you associate parent-child relationships in Rally more than actually in Clarity. So just be advised, what we're showing today, syncing parent objectives, is not relevant for today. So one thing, I'm in the object mapping, right? I've got my objective for Clarity and Rally. I just wanted to point out the parent attribute availability here. That's new for this release, and I've chosen to go from Clarity to Rally. And so the first run of the sync job puts the information over in Rally, like we saw, and the second run of the job, which we just executed, aligns the parents. And while we're here, the sub-object mapping, which is basically the key results, and I've just got a few things that have been sent over: name, start value, and the formatted ID to come back. Okay, so since that's gone, let's go back to Clarity real quick. I'll go into the OKRs, and I'm going to pick the parent view with integration details. Now, this will tell us a little more information about success of the integration sync, and it's got an updated date and time. That's about right for what we've got today. So let's go to Rally, and I'll refresh, and I'm expecting to see these carrots show up to indicate that there's some parents associated, or children now associated with these actual parents. So if I expand this, I can see a parent has been assigned. I'll just kind of shoot that over there. I can see the appropriate parents, right? If I expand this, I can see the parents. If I expand this, I can see parents, et cetera, et cetera. All right, so if I come over to the initiative listing, I can see my parents. That's good. That's what we wanted to see. And if I come over to the epics, I can see the parents are also associated there. I can drill into one of these guys like we did last time, and I can see that a parent has been set. So that shows a successful, push of from, in this case, Clarity to Rally to synchronize parents and bring that all together. So that's very nice. All right, shifting gears, let's talk about our target values and returning to the target value topic and synchronizing from, in our case, I'm going to do it from Clarity to Rally. So I'm going to come back to I'm going to stay in Rally here, and we'll just look at our list of team objectives. I'll drill into this first one, and you can see some of the information here has come over, the description and things like that. But what we're going to talk about here is these interim dates. So as I mentioned, Clarity sends over a start. In this case, we synchronize from Clarity to Rally the start date and the target date. So those dates are then populated for each key result: target date, starting date, and the target date. So each of the key results has those dates and the values that were there at the time of the synchronization. What we're going to talk about is the interim dates. So between November and October, I'd like to see some goals met on an interim basis. So what I can do from the Rally side, I can just come in here and I'll pick April 3rd, and I'll add that. I'll add another one for June 1st as an interim, just as a couple examples. I'll add those. So they're going to come in here to my 2 dates, but you'll also notice the interim dates were also inserted with each key result, right? So that's Rally capabilities. In the end of the day, the Rally user would come in here and put in the values for those interim dates. What are my expected values? So in the case of the 5 reference customers, I may want to have, 2 and then 3 on those particular dates, right? And that I would repeat that exercise for each of these unique key results. But I've got a consistency with dates. Now, I go through all this to explain that in the prior release, all this, you could synchronize this very same information back to Clarity, but it was only available to move from Rally to Clarity. So we're going to show how we do that from Clarity to Rally. So I'll go ahead and reset this back to, its starting point where now I don't have any interim dates or even values for this first key result. So let's talk about the sync from Clarity to Rally. So let's go back to Clarity. I will go into my value stream view, and I'll go into this first objective, highlight the first result, and I've got my target values. Now I have target values, interim target values for each one of these, right? So I'll go back to the first one. But what we need to do is make sure that we tell the system we'd like to synchronize this with Rally. So I basically grab, and I'll just do this real quick. I want to synchronize now these dates and these values, in this case, from Clarity to Rally. So I'll just kind of put that in place here for each one of these things. So let me go through, I'll populate the dates here, and one more to go. So this is just saying for all these date and value pairs, I'd like to send these over to Rally when this integration mapping is run. All right, so I've done that for all 5 key results. Now let's go to the sync job. I'll come back here, pick my synchronization job, and I'll continue. I'll pick connect. Whoops. From field. This is the name of my integration mapping, and I'll just hit submit. So we're going to do this one more time. The first time we run the job, in this case, it's going to push over the dates, dates, right? Populate those interim dates, configure it for Rally, and then automatically insert them into each of those key results that we're just looking at in Rally. So this is completed. I'll go take a look here at Rally, and I'm on this one objective still. I'll just kind of refresh the page. And I'm expecting to see the dates populated up here, right? Here's my dates. There they are. And then I've got them all also inserted with each key result automatically. So as I mentioned, the first run of the sync job gets the dates there. And the second run of the job will actually pull over the associated values with each one of those dates. So we will run that job there behind the scenes. And I expect this to run fairly quickly. I'll just refresh here while this is going. And there, that was done. So I'll go back to Rally. And notice there's no values here, but I will hit refresh, just kind of load the page. And now I'm expecting values for each one of those to be there. So there you have it, the successful insertion or synchronization of these interim target dates and their associated target value. Now, what I'm not demonstrating today is if I was to make updates along the way here, and the next run of the sync job, assuming that I had it set up to be bidirectional, it would then push back information to Clarity if in fact an update was made here in Rally and vice versa. All right, so that is the date and value pair synchronization for target values. Cool. All right, the last thing I want to show, kind of switching gears, is this platform feature that is available, but it's for, I'll show it in terms of objectives and key results, and that is an update to our help text attribute. I'll go into the Modern UX administration. I'll go into the blueprint area, and I'm going to go to my objective blueprint, get into edit mode here. And you can see the help text attribute. This was introduced in the prior release, but this release, we kind of cleaned up the administrative experience. In the prior release, you would have all the access to the rich text formatting tools here in a single view, plus the data entry area for content. So we've separated that out to kind of minimize the real estate, primarily for the end user. On the receiving end of the guidance here. So by clicking this icon, it brings up the access to the rich text tools and the entry area for what is your guidance that you're going to create. I've created something very simple here to help the user understand what the confidence score means. I'll go ahead and color that. I have a link here that's taking me off to our Clarity tech documentation that tells someone how to create, what is the confidence score all about. So I can close that information here. Let me come back, and then I can hit save. And so now, actually, did I do the proper? I didn't do the color. I do the color, hit that, and I hit save. So you can see the update. Link is still in place. There's my access to my rich text tools. I can remove this if I like. Another thing that we've done from the administrative side is, I'm just dragging over a new one here, but the default is now just as small as possible. So like all these other attributes, it's a 1 row by 1 column. And of course you can go as far and big as you need to, but I just wanted to explain that now the administrator has control of how much real estate or how little real estate is dedicated to this attribute. And I'll just leave this one here. We'll go ahead and publish. And we'll go back to the objectives. I'll click into one of these and we'll go to the properties page because that's where these are targeted. And you can see the end result here of this particular attribute, the help text attribute. And here's the other one that was intentionally blank, but I just wanted to show that it takes up little real estate. Again, I still can link out to punch out to some other information to help me, understand what this is all about. So that is the update I wanted to show related to the help text attribute, but of course in the context of OKRs. All right. So let me come back and switch gears here. And I just wanted to thank you for your time and just let you know that that concludes the demonstration of the OKR management capabilities for 16.2.0. Thank you and have a great rest of your day.